Well, hello once again, everybody. This is Roy with RoyOnRescue. I don't know about you guys, but we are right in line for about 14 to 16 inches of snow with this end of January, beginning of February snowstorm that's coming through. And I thought it would be a good idea to touch on some topics just to bring the things we already know back into focus as we prepare. For us here in Midwest Michigan, we've got about 24 hours before it hits. This is the last 24 hours that some people are going to have to get the things that they're going to need to be able to make it through the storm fairly comfortably and safely. Some of the things I wanted to talk about was preparing before it happens. You know, if we wait until the last final hours and we see that the snowstorm is imminent, it's a blizzard, it's going to really wallop us, everybody kind of gets the clue at the same time, and so they rush to the grocery stores to get all the food. And then, you know, they sell out, and you can't get the nuts, you can't get the foods that last without refrigeration are gone first. Protein bars are gone, milk's gone, eggs are gone. You know, it's a nuts. Batteries are gone. So now's the time to calmly go out before the roads get bad for at least some of us. West of here, it's already happening, so it's too late there. Hopefully they've prepared. Hopefully they are ready to go. Here's some of the things to think about, though. Is my automobile ready? Is my home ready? And am I ready to make it through the stint of the storm for myself and my loved ones with the things that I have prepared? So let's talk about, first of all, is my car ready? Well, the first thing I want to say is, if the snowstorm is imminent and they're telling you not to drive if you don't have to, what they mean by this is don't drive. It just means don't drive. So unless you absolutely must because it's an emergency. The problem that we see out on the roads, especially from my EMS background, is that people will try to venture out. They're not prepared. They don't have the cold weather gear to be able to walk out of a stranded vehicle. They don't have the gear that they're going to need to be able to survive and do well in sub-zero weather with wind chill factors. They don't have the heavy parka gear. They don't have the gloves. They don't have the face shields. They don't have the boots. They're just not prepared. The other problem is that they might not have a full gas tank that will last for them to stay warm within the car until help arrives. I mean, it's sometimes highways shut down and there's no help getting to them until the snowplows can blast the area open. And in some cases, if it's a far down the hill slide off, they may not even know that the car's down there. Do we have warm weather blankets? Do we have hand warmers, foot warmers? Is there instant heat packs? Do you have protein bars? Do you have nuts, things that don't freeze? You can always take snow and eat that for hydration, which is going to be extremely important. Remember, we need 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. So in a 24-hour period, you're going to need to have the equivalent of 6 to 8 glasses of water. Your body's using an extreme amount of calories and water to try to stay warm and stay out of hypothermia. So if you're going to go in your vehicle, please pack a bag. Throw in your first aid kits. Throw in all of the things that you might need. If you're traveling with children, remember they are not going to be able to sustain the temperatures that an adult in good shape can. So do you have enough stuff for them as well? And if your vehicle is causing carbon monoxide poisoning by leaving it running, or if it's causing problems because there's just no fuel, so the car stalls, or maybe it gets wet and it stalls, you have no heat generation, are you able to bundle in underneath covers with hand warmers or other ways to produce heat safely? Some of the things that you need to think about. Secondly is my home prepared? When I say is my home prepared, I think of generator backup for the essentials. My furnace, water pump, cooking food, flushing toilets, that kind of thing. Especially heat, refrigerator, freezer, cooking food. If you don't have a generator backup, if you don't have the ability to do that, then do we have backup with sustainable goods? All of the nuts, foods, jerky, protein bars, protein powder, water saved up, at least 3 gallons per person per day saved up. You could even do that in a bathtub if you needed to. Watch for pipes bursting. Make sure that they're off. Make sure that the lines are drained if they're outdoors. And then thinking about heat sources. If I don't have generator backup, how am I going to stay warm? If I've got a kerosene heater, it's got to be well ventilated. It produces carbon monoxide. All burning fuels produce carbon monoxide, some less than others, but they all produce it. The safest ones that I've found are like the black cat heaters that have a catalytic converter that supposedly burns off enough of the carbon monoxide that it's a safe off-gassing. Still a good idea to ventilate, still a good idea to take everything into one room that you're going to have be your warm room. Bring in your blankets, your sleeping bags, your food sources, your water, and keep that room warm. Try to have communication devices, cell phones charged up, a way to recharge the cell phones, battery backups for flashlights, candles, yes, but be careful. It's a flame source, it's a way to ignite a fire. That's going to compound the problem. Make sure you've got plenty of stored up food that you can eat for the few days before the roads open back up during these big snowstorms. And then lastly, how do I preserve my home? Like if there's too much snow on the roof, how do I get that snow off the roof safely? They have extension pole brooms, graders, things that you can use to get the heaviest snow off from rooftops without getting on the roof itself. That's where we have the slip-offs and falls, broken necks, broken backs, head injuries, deaths. Try not to ever get up on the roof. I know when you get that ice backed up, one of the best things I've found is to throw salt or ice melt up there. They can get non-toxic ice melt now, to throw it up there to melt down those eaves and to get the water draining off down in the troughs and things like that. But please, please, please don't get up on the roofs. That's where we get the slide-offs. That's where we get the falls. Just get the extendable rakes so that you can pull that weight off the roof as best you can, relieve some of the weight, and hopefully there won't be any problems. If you do have pipes that are freezing and bursting, make sure you know where your cutoff valves are, your turn-off valves, so that you can crank those shut. If you don't have the knobs that fit on there to turn them off, make sure you've got a pair of vice grips or a wrench or something that fits it so that you can turn that off as well. Plenty of batteries for backup. Crank radios are great because they're a little generator of power. They can reproduce their own power, so you can listen to the radio to get an idea of how long the storm's going to last, whether the crews are getting out, how soon the power is going to be turned back on, and so on and so forth. So just something to think about before the storm hits. I hope this was helpful. Get prepared. Get your wood for the stove, the fireplace. Have a great time. Ideally, if you're going to buy a generator, get it while the weather's nice so that you've got it. It's a beautiful peace of mind. And then if you've got a generator, make sure it's vented well, not sitting in the garage without vent. It's usually got to be vented outside. Get it outside. And then keep in mind, that thing needs fuel to run unless it's hooked up to your natural gas, like an uninterrupted power supply, which are great too. But if you've got a gasoline running generator, make sure you've got plenty of backup fuel for that as well. So enjoy the storm. I hope it doesn't impact you in a negative way. Maybe it'll slow us all down enough to have some fun with our families and loved ones. From Roy on Rescue, this is Roy. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the other side of the snowdrift. Take care. Bye-bye.